In one of the largest and most sophisticated cyber heists of the 21st century, a group of hackers known as Carbanak infiltrated over 100 financial institutions, stealing nearly $1 billion over just a few years. This is the story of how they pulled it off: the heists, the investigation, and the ongoing hunt for justice. The story of Carbanak began in Ukraine when a local bank reached out for help. ATMs were mysteriously dispensing cash, and money was vanishing from accounts with no signs of a traditional break-in. Cybersecurity experts at first suspected a known malware called Tyupkin, but upon investigation, something more sinister was discovered. A strange VPN configuration on the ATM system hinted at something bigger. What seemed like just another malware attack soon unraveled into one of the most audacious and widespread cyber heists in history. Months later, a similar breach occurred in Russia. One of Kaspersky Labs' employees received a call in the dead of night. The chief security officer of a major Russian bank was on the line, panicked and paranoid. Sensitive data was being mysteriously transmitted from their domain controller, the heart of their network, to unknown servers in China. It was clear. This was no ordinary cyber attack. Kaspersky's team sprang into action. They combed through the bank's network, analyzing every single computer. At first, nothing seemed out of place. But then, they discovered something alarming. The bank's systems had been infected by an advanced backdoor, later identified as Carbanak. This was no ordinary malware. Carbanak, based on Carber-P, was designed for espionage, data exfiltration, and remote control. It was capable of infiltrating networks, studying them from within, and extracting money without a trace. And it all started with something deceptively simple: a spear phishing email. In these attacks, bank employees would receive emails that appeared legitimate, often containing a Word document or CPL attachment. When opened, the malware would silently install itself, allowing the attackers full access to the bank's internal network. From there, the real heist began. Once inside the network, the Carbanak group didn't rush. They took their time, moving laterally through the system, quietly observing everything. In some cases, they even recorded videos of bank employees at work, learning their routines, keylogging their every move, and gathering all the information they needed to execute their plan. The attackers focused on key computers, especially those of administrators, hoping to access the most critical servers. Their ultimate target? The domain controller. Once they gained control of this system, they had control over the entire bank. With this level of access, they were unstoppable. Once the hackers had the control they needed, they began cashing out in a number of ingenious ways. Remote ATM control. The attackers could remotely instruct ATMs to dispense cash at specific times. Mules would then arrive at these machines to collect the money. No card or PIN needed. SWIFT transfers. The international banking system known as SWIFT was also compromised. The attackers would use this to transfer millions of dollars out of the bank and into their own accounts, often in countries like China, and the US account manipulation. In some cases, they would inflate the balances of accounts, withdrawing massive amounts of money. One incident involved a small account in Russia, where a man woke up to find his 34 rubles had mysteriously grown into 10 million rubles overnight. Fortunately for the hackers, this anomaly was dismissed as a simple bank error. As the attacks mounted, financial institutions across Eastern Europe, the US, Germany, and even China were hit. In Ukraine, Moscow, and beyond, investigators and cybersecurity experts joined forces to uncover the extent of the breach. Losses per bank ranged from $2.5 million to $10 million, but the total haul was far greater. By 2016, law enforcement agencies estimated that Carbanak had stolen up to $1 billion globally. Working with Europol, Interpol, and law enforcement agencies from around the world, Kaspersky Labs and others traced the Carbanak group's activities. A tiny mistake in the Carbanak code led investigators to a command and control server in the Netherlands. It was the break they needed. But the Carbanak group wasn't just targeting banks in Eastern Europe. Their reach extended to the US, China, Malaysia, and beyond. They were expanding their operations into countries like Nepal, Kuwait, and regions across Africa. Every corner of the globe was at risk. One of the most crucial breakthroughs came in Taiwan, 2016. Two money mules, while collecting cash from hacked ATMs, were caught after a passerby noticed their suspicious behavior. In their rush, they left behind a stack of cash, which led to a swift investigation by the Taiwanese police. CCTV footage, combined with rapid police work, helped identify 22 suspects. Though many fled, 3 were caught, marking one of the first major arrests in the Carbanak case. The real turning point came in 2018 in Spain. Investigators, while tracking a money laundering ring, stumbled upon the mastermind behind Carbanak. Denis K., a Ukrainian computer specialist with deep ties to the Russian and Moldovan mafia. He had been operating the cybercrime group since 2013, stealing millions while paying off organized crime for protection. In a raid in the port city of Alicante, Denis K. and 3 other members were arrested. Authorities uncovered boxes of jewelry, luxury cars, and an astonishing 15,000 bitcoins, worth over $150 million at the time. Despite this arrest, experts believe the full extent of Carbanak's operation has yet to be uncovered. While some of Carbanak's key members are behind bars, the group itself has evolved, adopting new names like Fin7, Joker Stash, and Cobalt Spider. They continue to target financial institutions, still stealing millions of dollars every year. The hunt for justice is far from over. The Carbanak group may have pulled off one of the greatest heists of the digital age, but the fight against cybercrime continues. Stay vigilant, protect your networks, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of digital intrigue and cyber warfare.